everyone, and welcome to the 7th annual Her Universe Fashion Show. After pausing our show in 2020, we are back, and we're very excited to be bringing you our show virtually this year through Comic-Con at home. The theme for this year's show is community. When I founded Her Universe back in 2010, we had a rule that Her Universe must always be 2 parts. A lifestyle brand, but most importantly, a community. A safe and positive community where fans could come together and be celebrated, supported, and empowered. We laid the foundation, but the incredible community that has been built by you, our fans, gave us the support we needed to be here today. Now, it's easy to look at the Her Universe Fashion Show as a competition. On its surface, you will see 25 designers and their gorgeous designs competing for 2 winning spots and the opportunity to design a Her Universe collection for Hot Topic. However, at its core, the Her Universe Fashion Show is a community of designers, models, and fans who have created a bond over the past 7 years, a support system of friends, and that is the ultimate prize. Last year, when we should have been coming together at San Diego Comic-Con, we found ourselves at home during unprecedented times. When we would have been giving each other hugs and high fives on the runway, we found ourselves isolated and distanced. When the date of what would have been the 2020 Her Universe Fashion Show came and went, I personally wondered if anyone would miss it. Then one day, I received a surprise package on my doorstep. What I received inside left me speechless and sobbing happy tears. Our Her Universe Fashion Show family of designers came together to make a unity quilt, a true expression of Geek Couture. Each square was made by a fashion show designer, and it represents their design from one of our shows over the past 7 years. This is the most beautiful gift I've ever received. Not only because it's a stunningly beautiful quilt, but because of what it stands for. Embroidered with the Ahsoka Tano quote, "You don't have to carry a sword to be powerful." The quilt proves that there's so much power in community. Even in the most trying times, it's amazing what we can do when we come together to help each other, no matter what. And when it comes to fashion, that's always on trend. 2020 brought us some really hard and devastating times. We found ourselves questioning if there would ever be a light at the end of the tunnel. Ahsoka Tano inspired us to never give up hope, no matter how dark things seem. Because there is always light. Our community kept the light shining, and the Her Universe Fashion Show is back. This is a new day, a new beginning. Welcome to the Her Universe Fashion Show, presented by Her Universe and Hot Topic. Once again, Geek Couture has invaded Comic-Con at home. Now, the show may look a little different this year, but thanks to you, our incredible community, the Her Universe Fashion Show is back. Now, you are about to meet 25 extremely talented designers who have been working for months on their own incredible Geek Couture designs. Now, at the end of the show, we will name a judge's winner, and you, our audience, will place your vote to pick our audience winner. That's right, we need you. So pay close attention because you will determine the audience winner. At the end of the show, go to this link to cast your vote. Voting will be open until 11:59 Pacific Time on July 25th. My Ahsoka Tano-inspired couture design was once again made by one of our Her Universe fashion show winners, the amazing designer, Andrew McLean.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi,
It's nice
Andrew.
to see you again.
It was so good to see you again and so fun to collaborate with you once again on this look. Now, this design was very personal for you. Tell us about what this design means to you.
Well, Ashley, it's been a tough year and a half. Like a lot of people, I lost a few dear ones. And there's something about the fulcrum symbol that means a new day, a new beginning. And I think that that's what we need right now. Whether you lost someone that you knew, or you lost your job, or you were just bored inside for a long time. Starting over is something that we all kind of need to do right now. And whenever I see that fulcrum that I so lovingly put on the back of your cloak, it makes me happy to see that.
Well, you have made me a very happy person in this design. But let's talk about your design, because once again, you've made a coordinating look.
Yes, I did. This hopefully goes well with what you're wearing right now. It is inspired by Morai. And just very simply, whenever Morai appears, you know that something cool is about to happen. So I wanted that to be an inspiration for this show. If Morai is appearing, then something cool is about to happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, we do have something cool, because it wouldn't be a Her Universe fashion show without a brand new Her Universe collection. So let's take a look at our new collection that's available now on heruniverse.com. We've assembled an expert panel of judges who will pick one of this year's winners that will go on to design a Her Universe collection for Hot Topic. Now, they've been deliberating for hours, meeting the designers and looking at every single detail. Let's meet the judges, shall we?
Hi, I'm Ed LeBay, SVP of Merchandise and Marketing for the Hot Topic brand.
My name is Adria Renee. I was the Judge's Choice winner for the Her Universe Fashion Show 2019.
Hi, my name is Sarah Hambley, and I am the 2019 audience winner of the Her Universe Fashion Show.
I'm looking for a garment that really brings storytelling and the passion that that designer has for the property to the table.
I am looking for a look today that is out of this world and just totally over the top.
I'm looking for a design that's completely thought out from top to bottom. I like to see accessories, styling, the whole shebang.
The Her Universe community is so meaningful to me. I've been working with this team for 8 or 9 years now, and seeing their passion for not only the properties that they love, but for each other is so heartwarming and just inspirational to me.
We don't always get the opportunity to express ourselves how we'd like, and Her Universe really gives us the community to be able to do that.
It's been a huge part of my journey for the past 5 years, and it's been such a thrill and a joy to see how this community has come together around this show and around the brand, and I'm so excited to see where it continues to take everyone.
Another very special part of my design is this custom Ahsoka Tano inspired Lego clutch made by a Lego master builder from the Enfield, Connecticut model shop. Now the judges will place the name of the judges winner in my one-of-a-kind clutch, and I will announce the judges winner at the end of the show. Now for the reason we're all here. We are about to meet our designers and see their incredible designs. Now, as a reminder, pay close attention because at the end of the show, you will cast your vote for our audience winner. Let's meet the designers in groups 1 and 2.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and this is my design inspired by Disney Pixar's movie Soul called The Spark. It's specifically inspired by the section of the movie called The Great Before, which is where the souls are created, born into, and learn a little bit about themselves before they get shifted down to Earth. The Jerrys are actually based off of characters designed by an artist using wire sculpture and shining a light on it. That was how they developed the animated portion, seeing that light and shadow dancing around that wire sculpture. I love the soft blended colors. I love the surrealist quality of the designs in that area. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoy a little background on my garment.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Michelle, and the name of my design is Like Starlight. It's inspired by Studio Ghibli's Howl's Moving Castle. Geek fashion, and especially Geek Couture, is such a wonderful opportunity to combine love and celebration of your favorite stories and pop culture with the personal and really making it your own. On the theme of community, I've made so many friends in both the geek community and the fashion community through this show. When it comes to finding a fabric or learning a new skill, like, they're so open, and I'm just really grateful to have them in my life.
Hi, my name is Fine Ramirez. I also go by Highly and Cream online. My design for this year's Her Universe fashion show is Rainbow Connection, inspired by the famous song sung by Kermit the Frog at the start of the Muppets movie. With this year's theme being community, especially after this global pandemic that we went through, I find it so important I was able to become a part of this Her Universe community. It's been amazing being able to just interact and just watch these other designers just go absolutely insane on their designs, watching the skill level and their willingness to help others. But I'm so happy I was able to create this higher end garment to put all this time and effort into creating.
Hi, I'm Rain Emery, and this is my design, Lady Mystère. My design was created out of my obsession for the show Miraculous Ladybug. My intention in creating this garment was to show that there is a superhero inside all of us. Throughout my experience in the Her Universe group this year, all I've experienced is community. To me, community is about sharing experiences, hardships, and encouragement. It's working together even though we can be from different backgrounds and finding a place where we just really all belong. I think we find this in a lot of fandoms, and that's probably why they've stuck around for so long.
Hi everyone, I'm Regan of Cowboy Crunchy's Cosplay, and I am an amateur cosplayer and pop culture designer. For me, I really love fandom design because it lets you create literally anything that you want. You aren't limited just to what your favorite character might have worn in canon or what someone else has drawn for them. You can draw from your own creativity and create something that maybe that person would actually want to wear in real life. It's one of my favorite ways to show your love for your favorite characters while also flexing your sewing skills at the same time. Today, I'm really excited to show you all my Miss Frizzle and the Magic School Bus design. This is something I made when I was super inspired, and I don't know, I think it might be something that she'd like to wear in real life or to somewhere formal, or I don't know, even to school if she's feeling really fancy.
So I always love it when a designer uses a Disney Pixar film as inspiration because I think they always come to the table with something unique and something we've never seen before, and this was no exception.
The fabrics for this was really the kicker. I love how they created the depth and the kind of airiness and texture there by layering the different colors. Really lovely.
Oh yeah, the colors and the textures of those materials that they used was just incredible. And the fact that they really harped on it being agender and they really made a point to say that this could fit any and all gender types, I think that was really important, and I really appreciated that they brought that through.
I guess the amount of fabric ended up paying off because the way it moves was absolutely gorgeous. And I love how she used the ribbon on both sides to kind of, like, it mirrors each other. Yeah, really lovely.
And the storytelling, I think, she gives a cottagecore fantasy here, right?
Yeah.
But using Sophie as the character, but the duality of Howl in the garment itself, I think was a really interesting choice.
And the hat with the little charms were so cute. It was so cute.
Just took it up just a notch. Yeah. I love how it kind of like captured the nostalgia. Like I didn't necessarily see like 70s vibes in it, but like I totally like felt the kind of nostalgia of the Muppets.
It gave you a sentimental vibe.
Yeah, which I guess is appropriate for the Rainbow Connection.
But who would think to use pool floats in a dress?
That was incredible.
The noodles, right?
Once again, everyone's more innovative. That's amazing. So I personally loved her use of textures. She killed it with the textures. I loved the way she had the texture on the spots of the pants, and then the sequins, and then the pink satin. I just think her entire use of all kinds of different textures was really spot on.
I love how much handiwork I think went into this, the handwork and just the sequins and just all the different elements and layers and storytelling and the different eras that she was inspired by for the character. And being slightly familiar with the property, I definitely do think that she really hit that spot on.
The school buses.
The school
The
buses.
school buses. The embroidered school buses that she had done. That totally took that material to the next level. And that made it Miss Frizzle. I just thought the whole thing from top to bottom was really Miss Frizzle, and the purse as well.
And behind the scenes, you guys both talked about how you had seen that fabric.
Yes.
And she finally took it and did something that, was amazing, something that you guys have both thought about buying in the past.
Totally. I am obsessed with that fabric, and it does scream Miss Frizzle, so I love seeing how somebody else saw it and ran with it, took it to a whole nother level. That was well done. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Marissa Soto. My design is a snowsuit based off of the movie Ghostbusters, and I wanted to pick a more obscure character, and since a lot of people think when they think Ghostbusters, they think all the fun ghosts, so what's the most iconic ghost that happens to be in the movie is the Stay Puft Marshmallow. Geek Couture is important because it's a new revolution age in fashion. It's a way for the geek community to show their passion for their fandoms and self-expression through their clothes. It makes dressing up a lot more fun.
Hi, my name is Veronica Bloomberg, and my design for this fashion show is Ground Zero, which was inspired by Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Geek fashion is really important to me. I love that connection I make with people when they recognize something that I'm wearing. That spark of recognition is how I get that sense of community, which is what her universe is all about. The theme of this year's fashion show is community, which strongly resonates with me because I've made a lot of connections through cosplay. Her universe brings casual cosplay to everyone. People can put on a shirt or an accessory from any fandom and instantly make connections with others just out in the world.
Hi, my name is Taylor Johnson, and this is my design to unite all fashions within our nation. It's inspired by Team Rocket from Pokemon, more specifically Jessie, James, and Meowth. My design is inspired by 90s street fashion as well as the Japanese streetwear that you would see today. And I wanted to try to figure out a way to elevate it so that way you could see it both on the runway and walking down the street by your house. So I chose these characters because I've always loved the idea of found family, and that no matter how hard and how much trouble they get in, they always stick together. I hope you like it, and thank you for listening to me.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Clark, and this is my video diary. So geek fashion is super important to me because fashion is a way for us to identify ourselves, express ourselves every day. So my design, inspired by the Air Nomads, I was thinking, they're a group that's deeply rooted in traditions, but then you have Aang, who's such an outlier. He's constantly, turning things on their head and just having fun and being silly. And we think about this past year and all the isolation we've experienced. Her universe community has been a way for people to keep in contact throughout this entire time, which is amazing. Thank you so much.
My design is inspired by the webcomic Lore Olympus by Rachel Smythe. It's a modern retelling of the Greek myths, focusing on the story of Persephone and Hades. Geek fashion is important to me because it's important to celebrate the things that bring us joy. Having a strong connection to a movie, TV show, or a book, and being able to bring a piece of that along with you is going to instantly add a bit of positivity to your day. I've connected so deeply to this story, and it's been such a heartwarming experience to pay tribute to a story that I love so much. I've met so many friends through this community, and everyone is so uplifting and supportive of each other.
The Marshmallow Snowsuit is inspired, honestly.
So clever.
I saw Stay Toasty Marshmallow, and I was like, how? And then she said snowsuit, and I was like, oh my God, yes, absolutely. And so that, and then the the toasted detail at the bottom was killer. I loved it.
Oh yeah, and the layers that are in there, all of the cotton, the 30 some odd yards of cotton batting, that's incredible, and just all the work to put that together, because that takes a lot of skill. It's really beautifully done.
I always fall for a light up effect. I'm easy that way. I think that the added details of the quilting on the sash, as well as adding that to the headband, was really cool and added a lot of layers to it as well. I thought she was very thoughtful with her use of fabrics, right? And really playing off how military and heavy that skirt was gonna feel, and picking something very shiny and feminine and airy for the top, which is not specifically what the character wears, but really is what the female version of that character would probably wear. So it was really exciting to see that.
You know, she had this kind of like narrative element of like juxtaposing like the utility and femininity.
I'm really impressed with that skirt technique, because I know the book she's talking about to make that technique, and that is incredibly complex and very advanced, and it looks really good on that skirt.
Taylor Johnson, the sauce on this, oh my gosh. So I'm familiar with her work and that she does like the chain stitch stuff, and so as soon as I saw the peak of that bustier, I was like, oh my gosh, she chain stitched all that. That detail, and then the pants together, ugh.
Those pants were killer.
The pants were killer.
The pants were killer, everything about that. Big, like, streetwear energy. The whole thing was so beautiful and so well done. I loved everything. There wasn't a single part of it that I didn't like.
Yeah, I think that this one is the most ready to wear that we've seen. So I love the fact that she really understands the fan of this and made something, you know, really using the Pokemon that Team Rocket uses, and paying attention to those details.
The fact that she honed in on that kind of 90s raver look, yeah, love it. This full look together, I love the way it moves. That festival vibes all over the place. The ombre on the fringe was killer.
I can't believe you're not bringing up the hand beading, though.
Let me get there, man. Let me get there. I wish she would have like showed more of that, because like the little peek we got on the behind the scenes there was gorgeous. So
yeah, I think that the amount of work that she put into dyeing the fringe, right, and making those colors and having them be very true to the Air Nomad costumes or outfits was really impressive.
I think the jacket was probably my favorite part, or that overcoat she did. Super Reno Rodeo. I could definitely wear that to the rodeo, that's for sure. I think that she just really blended that with that red and the blue. She really hit those color contrasts really well, and I think she did a really good job with the dye.
Well, I have to say that I will take that coat in my size, please. I thought that was pretty incredible. I love Greek mythology, and so it gave me all those vibes, which I thought looked incredible.
Yeah, the coat is gorgeous, and you guys can have the coat. I will take the top with all of the ruffles. So feminine, so chic. I loved the way that looked, and the pleated pants. It's hard to work with pleated material, and she did a great job. I think the whole look really, really worked for both the property and for being the pieces together, and the detailing and everything was really nice.
In 2019, we lost a beloved member of our Her Universe community, one of our junior fashion show designers, and my real-life Ahsoka Tano, Miranda Starr. Joining me today is Miranda's mom, Arlene Robles, and one of our Her Universe fashion show winners and Miranda's design mentor, Hannah Kent. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, Arlene, Miranda's middle name was actually Starr. How did you come up with this name?
It was actually given to her by her grandmother. We did not have a middle name for her, and her grandmother just said, Miranda Starr, and it just stuck. So we kept it at Starr.
I love it. Well, she is our star. Now, the theme for this year's show is community. How can we, as a Her Universe fashion show community, carry on Miranda's legacy?
You know, a small gesture of kindness goes a long way. Even though Miranda was not feeling well, she always found a way to smile at you, do something good, and that's what people remembered about her. So any small thing really does go a long way.
Thank you. We will. That's the perfect way to honor Miranda. And I need a hug. Now, Hannah, okay, so you worked with Miranda to create her Cartoon Network Powerpuff Girls design.
Yes.
So tell us about Miranda as a fashion designer.
Yeah, Miranda was incredible. She had such a vision and she was so talented. And the more that I talked to her about her design, she had meaning and purpose behind every little piece of it, every little detail, and right down to like the color and the hue it had to be. And I remembered feeling deeply inspired myself by her and how I wanted to approach my own life and designs moving forward.
And tell us about the shirts you're wearing, because this was inspired by Miranda's design, right?
Yes, she loved the Powerpuff Girls. I have pictures of her in camp when she was 5 or 6, and she was dressed as Blossom. So back then, she was a Powerpuff Girl. So she just loved the show so much.
And I love that even in her design, it was about Townsville. So it wasn't even just about Blossom, it was about the entire town, the entire everyone. And I think that just speaks to who Miranda is, in that she always thought beyond herself and thought about the community as a whole.
Miranda always cared about community. And again, that's the theme of this year's show. And Arlene, I want you to know that Miranda will never be forgotten. She will always be a part of our Her Universe Fashion Show family. So today, we want to present the Miranda Star. Now, this star is going to come with us to San Diego Comic-Con and hang over the runway, and Miranda will continue to light the way for fashion shows to come.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Arlene, will you help me continue the show?
Yes, let's meet the designers from groups 3 and 4.
Hello everyone, this is Katie Colleen here, and Geek Couture to me means freedom. It gives me the freedom to express my love for all these shows I adore, but I'm not boxed in by screen accurate representations or modern beauty trends or fashions. I can make something that is completely unique and authentic to myself that still shows my love for all these things I really enjoy. There was a time in my life I felt that the mobility aids I used made me look ugly. They were distracting from my look. And as I've gone through my own personal self-confidence journey, I've realized that decorations or not, mobility aids are beautiful, and that fashion is absolutely for everyone. So thank you, Her Universe, for having me at the Her Universe Fashion Show this year. And I hope you all enjoy my design, the red coat and hat.
Hi, my name is Emily Gilmer, and this is my design, Voice the Couture. Geek Couture is so important to me because it is something that crosses boundaries. It is a language that we all speak. If you go to another country and you see someone wearing a Star Wars shirt or a Marvel shirt, it doesn't matter if you don't speak their language, you automatically have a connection with them. And other fangirls and fanboys like myself are just living that best life, and we can wear things that match our personality, and no matter where we are, there's going to be someone that connects with that language, and I just love that. That's why that's so important to me. I am so excited to finally bring my gown to you, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hi, my name is Christine. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and the name of my design is Starlit Witch, and it's based off the WandaVision TV show. I think geek fashion and couture are very important because it allows you to connect with what you're wearing on a more personal level, which just makes it more fun and exciting to wear. I got to meet so many amazing people in 2019 when I was in the show, and then also this year, and it's really connected me with a whole new community. Being connected with people that share the same interests as me and are just so inspiring and creative has just been really amazing, and I've just felt a huge sense of community.
Fandom communities, and the Her Universe community in particular, have played a huge role in my life so far. I've always loved movies and video games, and meeting people that share that passion makes you feel like you have friends wherever you go.
From the inside jokes to bonding over the parts that made you cry, sharing this connection has led to more than a few friendships. My first encounter with Her Universe was when I attended my first big convention, Star Wars Celebration Orlando, in 2017. I was new to cosplay and was flying solo at this convention. The Her Universe staff, the fans wearing the merchandise, and of course Ashley herself were all so welcoming, complimentary of my costumes, and had the same passions that I did. While I arrived at the con alone, I left feeling like a member of a whole new community.
My design is inspired by Beth Harmon from The Queen's Gambit. Geek fashion is important to me because of the creative way it allows us to celebrate the stories that we love and connect with others. It gives us a unique way to express our personal style through characters and media that we love, and it even has the power to spark new communities and friendships even. The Her Universe community to me stands for inclusivity and creating a welcoming, safe space for all fans to come together and celebrate the characters and the stories that they love with like-minded fans. This also goes for the fashion show community, the applicants, the contestants, the audience who are so invested in this show and create such an amazing, uplifting community.
was really impressed by her technical ability. I mean, using a bright colored PU like that and not seeing any puckering on the seams was incredible, not only in a garment that is shown standing, but in a garment that's also going to be shown sitting, which is some way that, you know, a lot of designers don't really think about what their garment's going to look like when somebody is actually in a seated position. So really being able to use this in both ways or see the garment both ways was really impressive.
I loved the discreet buttons. I thought they were really nice, a nice detail. So the front zipper, as she says, doesn't open. It actually opens on the side to help get in and out of. That was a really neat little trick.
That brocade that she made by herself.
That was incredible.
5 hours of cutting and weeding.
For each panel, holy moly. But that payoff was definitely worth it.
And I loved how she used so many different storytelling moments and elements within this garment without making it look over the top or cheesy or unorganic. Like, it really felt like a journey you were going on with her, and I want to see the hidden Mickeys now.
Yeah, we gotta find them.
I know, there was so much detail that she mentioned. I wish we could have seen more of it, because holy moly, like.
The jar of dirt, that was really cute.
That was a nice touch.
I would like that coat. Can I have that coat, that outer coat with the different shades of the grays and the whites? I thought that was so well done and so beautiful. And the vintage buttons, I need to know where she found them, because those are really cute.
I love her play of gray tones, right, grayscale within the different fabrics, and I thought she did such a great job of capturing the old original I Love Lucy or Bewitched episodes and how you used to see them with those tones.
Yeah, the storytelling there, going from the black and white into like the modern look, and then pulling the mesh, the superhero mesh, like that was a nice like touch that tied it to the character in a like very tangible way. And her craftsmanship was like,
it was incredible how clean those lines were on that dress.
Seriously. I think she did an amazing job of translating the kind of imagery of the world between worlds into a garment. Like the starry fabric was gorgeous, and then the white was like so white against it that it like had that kind of glowing quality even without it already glowing in the dark.
And I really enjoyed that silhouette that she had. I'm not normally a fan of that like 1930s, 40s era look, but that one she did with those lines were so clean and so beautiful.
I think that this is a great example of someone showing their true emotional connection with an episode, property, or character, and you can really feel from her how much meaning there was, not only in the episode itself, but her experience and how she experienced it. And so I think that really rings clear with this garment.
Well, I am a huge chess fan. I don't know if anyone knew that, but I have a life-size chessboard in my backyard with 5-foot-tall chess pieces.
What?
I do, and so when she came out with this, I was blown away. Queen's Gambit was good, but Skylar's look was better.
Ooh.
I know, that's saying something. I really, really loved that coat on the outside. I just loved that, the purse, the bracelets, even the dress. Every single piece was so beautiful and so immaculately done.
Yeah, this whole piece was like, everything was so thought out. Her construction is like off the charts. Oh, yeah. But I really, I love that she avoided like recreating any of Beth's outfits, you know, all the symbolism built into it. And like, it's not only a homage to Beth, but to chess as well, you know, and all those right angles that she like totally nailed. Well done, well done.
There's not a cut, shape, thread, piece of fabric that is not woven with Queen's Gambit in this piece. I mean, every single element of this garment and outfit is so thought out. It's really well done.
My design, Taka's Pride, is based off of the original diva with a tood, Scar, from Disney's Lion King. Villains just have more fun. I aspire to be that. Luckily, I don't have any brothers, so we're good on that front. I wanted to, for this design, include his manicured, militaristic side and marry it with this utter diva that he is, and blur some gender lines and give a true representation of both me as a designer and Scar as a character. I used to only be able to find my community at pre-designated places, like at conventions. But now, through Geek Couture, I can find my community at the office, at the grocery store, walking the dog. I see someone in a Labyrinth t-shirt, I'm like, you like Labyrinth? I like Labyrinth. It's just such an amazing thing, and I'm so happy it exists and so proud to be a part of it.
Hello there, Universe community. My name is Jillian Zigger. So for this year, my inspiration is Agatha Harkness from WandaVision. It's always going to be a theatrical production with me, and I'm very proud of that. So great big colors, big, gestures. The theme for this year's fashion show is community, which has been a bit challenging having done this from home. No one gets to touch and feel your design in the same way they do, both backstage and from the judges' perspective. So that's really what's most important to me, is you have this bonding through something that unites you, the common interest of geekdom, and in a lot of cases, fashion and couture that goes along with that.
Us 2021, Emily Blake interview, take one, mark. This is a garment that's about stepping out in the world and then saying, here I am, look at me, look how far we've come. We're gonna take up space and shine bright. My favorite part about making this dress is I had to come up with 252 names of women from history or fiction. I learned about all these women I didn't know about. Like Marsha P. Johnson or Margaret Sanger, and I learned what their contributions were and what they did help us all have more freedom. And it was really cool to feel like I actually learned something from this project. That's it. That's the end. I'm not usually in front of the camera. Jazz hands.
Hi everyone, my name is Vivian. I'm a historical costumer, cosplayer, and designer from the Bay Area, California, and I am delighted to be in the show this year. My design is based on the Armorer from The Mandalorian. I love her character, she's a badass, she's a leader, and she's got some cool elements to her outfit that I have incorporated into my design. I love that this year's theme is community, because the sewing and costuming community has been a very significant part of my life. When I was considering whether to enter the show, I asked around to people who had been in the show before, what was the vibe like? And everyone told me the same thing. This is the type of community where if someone had a wardrobe malfunction backstage, everyone would pitch in to help. So I said, okay, I'm in.
Hi, I'm Katarina Whitmarsh Monroe, and my design is called Vader in Vogue. My design is an evening gown inspired by Darth Vader and the Death Star. I wanted to make something really elegant and chic. The biggest inspiration and starting point for this look was the overskirt. It has a bit of a surprise that you'll see once it gets on the runway. I found fandom at the time I most needed it. With the Her Universe community, it's kind of like an extra level. You have people that love the same thing you do, but they love to express it the same way through what they wear, through how they portray themselves every day. And it's so awesome to be able to come together with a group of people like that and show off all the things you love.
Definitely, I like that he used all those natural materials.
And then those tusks. I mean, let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
Incredible.
Super fun.
And the scar detail across the front, and even the choice of like what was the interior of the scar and what was the exterior, like those both felt like very like masterful choices there.
I love the storytelling, pulling from the British service. When I first saw the kilt, I thought that's such an interesting take on Scar. I will say that I loved how voluminous those sleeves were, right? That just was incredible.
So obviously, I'm a huge like sleeve person, so I love sleeves. So like, for her to do these massive billowy sleeves with like the shiny metallic brocade, and then the custom dyed, I think it was organza underneath. Really, really clever. I like that.
But I loved how the sleeves like totally looked like the kind of like massive like cloud or mist, whatever the magic that comes out from her. Yeah, loved that.
Probably all gonna say the same thing, so why don't you guys start?
The names,
Yes.
the names,
That's
that
so
was
good.
incredible.
So
I love
good.
the kind of narrative, girl power, and pulling that inspiration in there. I could feel it in the design and how she carried it off and styled it.
And I love, how San Diego Comic-Con and the Her Universe fashion show is all about education. And so hearing her say how much she had to learn and how much she took away by researching each of the names really kind of goes back to what this show is all about.
I love her. I love her choice of materials. The silver brocade was to die for, and her big puffy balloon sleeves from here down. That was totally amazing.
Yeah, all the materials were great. And I love her accessories and how she translated all the different elements of the armors, the spikes in the hairband and the little fur.
Epaulets.
Epaulets, thank you. And the chain, yeah, loved it all.
Well, she had me at hidden pockets, I just I'll have to say.
Yes.
It's got pockets.
Again, another great use of accessories, right? So I think that's something that we're really seeing that is maybe part of this pandemic fashion show as people are spending a lot more time on those tiny completing details. But I loved, from the wig down, I really wish we could have seen this dress walk down the runway because I think really that would have been a great epic moment for this piece.
Yeah, when she pulled it up into the Death Star, I was like,
That was
what?
amazing.
Like, I saw it initially, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, the sauce, that is saucy. Loved that. And then she pulled it up into the Death Star.
That was incredible. Again, people are way smarter than I am. I would have never thought to use door hinges to make it pop up like that. That was really cool.
In 2021, Her Universe launched the HU Community, a brand ambassador program created to bring fandom-loving fans and social media creators together to celebrate and represent all that Her Universe stands for. So who better to help us showcase our theme of community than some of our HU community ambassadors?
What does it mean to be a part of the Her Universe community? This is a community that supports, loves, and celebrates one another.
The Her Universe community means so much to me, and just that it's a community in itself.
Her Universe means having the power within yourself, but also having an incredibly supportive community, just in case you need a boost.
Everybody is so supportive and kind, and they accept you for who you are, which I think is very important.
For us, it's a safe space where we can celebrate our fandoms,
all while feeling seen and accepted for doing so.
Safe place where I can be authentically myself and really express myself in ways I've never been able to before.
They're incredible, they're positive, they're making a difference together, and I love all of that. I also love the outfits, they're great as well.
I look forward to every new product launch because it means another opportunity for me to make amazing content that I am truly proud of and continue connecting with people in the process.
A member of the community can take one piece of clothing, the same piece that someone else has, and turn it into something that is so personal and unique to themselves to really show off their love for the fandom.
It's really awesome that this company is all about inclusivity, and the whole reason why I got started was to include all sorts of people into any fandom that they may be interested in, whether that be Marvel, whether that be Disney, and of course Star Wars.
My favorite part about being in the HU community is getting to meet other fans from the different fandoms like Star Wars and Marvel and Disney and all the Ahsoka Tano fans.
It's a brand that I've loved
for many years, and it really allows me to be the fangirl that I am.
This community was built on bringing fandom and fashion together, and I have been able to connect with so many wonderful humans from around the world because of the Her Universe community.
Everybody's so kind. I've made so many new friends, and I'm always constantly inspired by everybody here, whether it's in outfits that they design or the outfits that they style. I'm always inspired to try new things and how I express myself.
It's the reason I moved to New York and went back to school for fashion. Some of my closest friends are Her Universe Fashion Show alumni.
It means friendship. It means family in places that you never thought you could find it.
It means meeting and making new friends and not being afraid to show off who I am and what I love, but with style.
And thank you so much to Her Universe for creating this bully-free zone where fans from all different types of backgrounds can come together, express ourselves, support each other, and know that we're not alone.
I am so grateful to know all of you and celebrate who we are together.
Thank you, Her Universe, and thank you, Ashley, for making a dream of mine come true.
To learn more about HU Community, go to heruniverse.com. And now, let's meet the designers in Group 5.
My design is inspired by The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross, and I love his message. I love the idea of just making art your way. It's just make it. It doesn't matter if somebody says there shouldn't be a tree over there, put a tree over there. Just make what you want to make. And I love that message. It really speaks to me. Geek fashion is important to me because it's such a great opportunity to show others and the future what we care about now. And the fun part is we live in a time where we can really explore things that we personally care about. It's not just about, what's on the cover of the latest magazine. And I'm really happy with how it all came out.
Hi, my name is Ellie Evert. My design consists of 2 parts. The Confessions dress, which is inspired by the meadow in the Twilight Saga, and the blue tint dressing gown, which is inspired by none other than the lovely blue tint that covers the first Twilight film. I tried to include lots of little bits and pieces that might let you know that it was inspired by Twilight, such as the velvet waistband, which alludes to Edward's velvet voice, or the sparkly nude mesh bodice, which is just like the vampire's sparkling skin. I am already a costume maker and designer, but fashion is a little different and it's very challenging, but it's been exciting to step into these shoes.
My design is based on the TV show Outlander. I wanted to create a sleek, badass menswear inspired ensemble to emulate Claire and her strength. Was kind of my way of getting in touch a little bit with my Scottish heritage. The theme for this year's show is community, and that is essentially what the Her Universe fashion show has meant to me since the beginning 7 years ago. I have found a community of like-minded, talented, creative, and kind individuals that I would never have met otherwise. And we've supported each other so much over the past year and through this process in getting the show together in like a month and a half. It means the world to me to have the friendship of so many amazing people and to have their support.
So my design is titled Lady Whistledown Reveals the Runway and is based on Penelope Featherington from Bridgerton. Fandom communities to me are an essential way to stay connected with like-minded fans around the world and to learn, grow, and share our unique interests with each other, especially with this past year while everyone's been staying at home. Online communities have doubled as support groups, utilizing their niche interests in a therapeutic way. It became so popular because we all needed a feel-good story with a happily ever after.
My name is Sarah Tim, and this is my couture design, wait for it, based on Aaron Burr from the musical Hamilton. Geek Couture is important to me as a designer because it gives me a sense of belonging. Fandom has always been a safe haven for me, so combining my love of fandom and fashion just makes sense. I think it's so important to have those places in life where you can just show up and be yourself, and the fashion show has always been one of those places for me. Doing this show 3 times has made my confidence grow immeasurably. There was a time in my life where I doubted whether I had what it takes to be a designer, but flexing my creative muscles, giving myself this challenge has grown my skills and my confidence to a place where I now can tell myself, yes, you are in the right place. This is exactly where you're supposed to be.
So who would have guessed that a Bob Ross dress would have brought the wow factor? The sparkle, his hair collar. I'm living for this whole thing.
Well, you guys know I love sparkles. I love applique work. That was stellar.
Head to knee. Beautifully done. I am curious how many needles she might have broke on that machine going through all those layers of sequins.
The fact that she really paid attention to how oil paintings are built on top of one layer after another and really then applying that to a dress. I mean, that dress had to be, what, like 100 pounds?
It was really beautiful, and I think the effect was well achieved and well received.
Yeah. The blue tint dressing gown.
I love that.
Oh my gosh,
So clever.
So clever.
So clever.
It was not what I would have expected at all from the Twilight. She's taking the inspiration from the Meadow.
I actually really, really like this one. It was simple and sweet and definitely played with the whole Twilight Renaissance. That's really coming back around, and I really like that she updated it with that bustier look and those puffy sleeves that she had. That was really smart and clever.
I would never have expected Twilight and cottagecore to go together so well, and she really executed it beautifully. I mean, the flowers and the pattern on that skirt were just gorgeous.
We love a good plaid moment. We really do.
It's tartan, not plaid.
A tartan moment. Oh, wow, one of us. Yes, we love a good tartan moment, and that was totally it. Loved the tailoring. I loved the menswear meets women's wear cross. I think that was so clever.
People might not be aware of this, but menswear can sometimes be much more difficult than women's wear to accomplish or to execute.
Why do you think I've never done menswear before? And I love that she included like the dragonfly and key motifs, which are significant to the show.
Yeah, the storytelling moments that she had in this garment were incredible. I think that she did a very good job. I mean, it's impeccably done.
Okay, accessory queen.
Accessory queen.
What are you gonna tell us about this one?
I love all of her looks. You know, giant flowers. To me, I would think like, oh, maybe that's like a little bit too costumey, but like you see her put it on all together and strut down the street with her dog, and I'm like, yes, I would 100% see that like on a Instagram influencer or whatever.
I thought it was great that she took something that is so iconic from a costuming perspective and then threw that away and did a whole different silhouette that really fit her style and made it really work. Like you knew exactly which character she was talking about, right? And the attention to detail, I mean, let's talk about the dog, right?
Dog. Oh my gosh.
So cute and so fun. We've never seen that before at this fashion show. Here's another surprise inspiration, Aaron Burr. I would never have imagined something inspired by Aaron Burr walking down the runway, but here we are, and what an amazing job she did, right? Again, beading, you know, we love hand beading, and the storytelling told through that, which was just incredible as she walked through what all the different symbols meant to her, I thought was really incredible.
The other thing that Sarah is like really great at is streetwear, and like she knocked it out with, you can see on there the construction on every element there is like impeccable.
And those pants, like the jacket, the beadwork is beautiful, but the pants, to work with that stretch velvet velour, that is so hard. And the way she had it gathered up at the calf, that was incredible how she got that in there.
All right, judges, are we in agreement?
As the judges deliberate and pick this year's winner, I'm excited to share that the winners of this year's show will have the opportunity to design a Jurassic World collection with her universe for Hot Topic, debuting in 2022. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. The judges have made their decision, and the judges' winner for the 2021 Her Universe Fashion Show is... Is this true? Okay, this has happened before, but not often. We have a tie. The judges' winners are Taylor Johnson and Skylar Barrett. Congratulations, Taylor and Skylar, on being the judges' winners for our 2021 Her Universe Fashion Show. All right, audience, now it's your turn. We need you to vote to determine our 2021 Her Universe Fashion Show audience winner. Now, as a reminder, voting is now open, and it's open until 11:59 p.m. Pacific time until July 25th. Thank you so much for watching the Her Universe Fashion Show, and always remember to dream your world, be your world, and flaunt your world. Enjoy Comic-Con at home.
Well, hello, everyone. It's so good to see you all. How was your weekend? Fun, exciting, nerve-wracking? Was it refreshing to finally be able to share your design and talk with everyone and show photos? And I have to tell you, I was so just inspired by all of the posts I saw all weekend. Not only, by the incredible comments from the fans, to see, all of the kind words that they had to say for all of your designs, but also for the kindness that you showed to each other. I just thought it was so incredible. And, sticking with the theme of community this year, the community that you showed during a weekend where I know you are all trying to campaign for votes, but just the support that you showed to everyone was so inspiring and definitely in the theme of community. And so thank you for just being such amazing representatives for the Her Universe brand and Her Universe community. But let's kick things off by let's start chatting with Taylor, because Taylor, I had a chance to watch you when we announced that you were one of the judges' winners. And actually, I was a couple seconds ahead of your stream. So I have to be honest, when I saw that you had been now announced as the winner, you didn't know yet. So I hope I didn't spoil anything, because I'm looking at you and I was like, wow, she doesn't look very excited. And then I realized that I was a couple minutes ahead of you. So tell us about your reaction, because you truly looked shocked. Tell us about that moment and what was happening and what you were feeling.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still in quite a bit of shock. This was the design that I didn't think was gonna get in, and then I was like, oh, it's good, I got it done, and at least I was a finalist, and was already planning my outfits to design for next year and figure out for next year's contest. And my husband's still laughing at me because I literally went from to oh my gosh, and bawled for like the rest of the night.
Well, first of all, I should have started out my questions by saying congratulations. I just dove right into it. I think we all need to give Taylor a congratulations. You know, everyone was so happy for you, including your incredible community here and all of your fellow designers. Tell us about your backstory with the Her Universe Fashion Show, because you mentioned this was your 7th try, or how many times have you actually submitted for the show?
I've submitted since, oh wow, I think it ended up tying with like around the same time I moved from California to Florida. So about 7 times. So 6 different years and entries and designs and stuff like that. And this was like year number 7. And I just already had, like, when the email first got, it was like, congratulations. I was jumping in the middle of my my house hallway for like 10 minutes because I was like, oh my God, I got in. And the community I built up here, not just from obviously getting in and getting to do all this with you guys over the past like 6 to 10 weeks, but in the Facebook group of the workshop. And I've made so many friends from all over the country that I get to nerd and geek out in ways that I never thought was actually going to be possible. It makes me so happy. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize how like much it meant to me until this weekend, where I was getting things from friends where like, I used to be a Disney cast member in Disneyland, and I was getting messages from friends I worked with like 10 years ago and people I've met. And it's amazing to be a part of such a great group of people.
That is absolutely incredible, and definitely shows that persistence pays off. What advice do you have for someone watching the show tonight that wants to be in the Her Universe Fashion Show and maybe hasn't made it in yet, but you are proof that persistence is key, and here you are, one of our judges' winners. So what advice do you have for those watching tonight?
My biggest thing would be, don't give up. Like, just because you don't get in, it doesn't mean your design wasn't good. It means there might have been similar designs and ideas. You just take it and you keep learning, you keep improving. You figure out ways, you talk to people, and eventually you're gonna get in and you're gonna have a really great feeling for it.
Oh, well, your design was absolutely amazing. As Ed LeBay said, it was very couture yet ready to wear. Have you been hit up by several people saying, hey, can you make me that jacket? Or can you make me a pair of those pants? Or can you make me that bustier? Like, I know a lot of people have asked me already, like, how can I buy that?
Funny enough, I sent the design to my mom, and she's been bugging me for the past 2 months now how she wants a pair of the pants. And her birthday's in December, so I've been getting very heavy dropped hints about that's what's supposed to be in her birthday present. So
I think we know where then you get your sense of fashion from, because I bet your mom is gonna rock those pants.
I'd say she definitely will. I'm just really excited.
Oh, well, Taylor, congratulations, and one more round of applause for Taylor.
Thanks, guys.
Now, Skylar, A huge congratulations to Skylar. Let's give a round of applause to Skylar.
Thank you so much.
Now, Skylar, tell us about your reaction because you had your own screening party. So what was it like? Set the scene for us and tell us about your reaction when you found out you won.
So my family is all incredibly supportive of my sewing and my design. So we all watched it together in our living room, and I don't know who screamed louder, like out of the 7 of us. I heard you say Skylar, and that was the last thing I heard because everyone was screaming so loudly.
So now you have a similar experience to Taylor. I think, have you submitted, is this your 3rd show?
This is my 3rd show submitting, 2nd show that I was in. I got in on my first submission with my Rocket Raccoon inspired design in 2018, and then my designs weren't selected for the 2019 show, and I've been sketching ever since and keeping ideas. But the minute I saw the Queen's Gambit show back in 2020 in quarantine, I was like, this is the thing that I need to make a design based off of. So it was incredibly rewarding to submit that and be not only accepted into the show, but be selected as one of the winners. It was an amazing moment.
Oh, yes. So what has been the reaction like for you this weekend? You know, because I have to be honest with you, I want a pair of those heels. I mean, these heels are pretty cool. You know, what's been the reaction to your design?
It's been amazing. I'm so incredibly grateful for this outpouring of love that I've received for the design. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's really amazing. I'm so grateful for everyone who's taken the time to message me or comment. I kind of have a similar experience with Taylor that I'm hearing from people that I haven't in so long to congratulate me, and it's overwhelming, but in the best possible way.
Awesome. Now, Skylar, you first made it in the fashion show when I believe you were just 18 years old. Right?
I had just turned 19, actually. It was I think it was only 3 or 4 days after my 19th birthday that I submitted to the show and got in, and it was amazing.
Oh, wow. So what advice do you have for young designers that are watching this saying, oh, I'm not sure if I have enough experience, or maybe I'm not old enough? What advice do you have for someone watching, you know, to just say, hey, go for it. Look, I did it and I'm sitting here.
I would say absolutely. It's the classic quote, stay afraid, but do it anyway. It's going to be scary and you're going to feel totally out of your depth, and you're going to feel like, is this really something that I can do? But it is, and it can be if you put the work in and you keep trying, and you need to put your whole heart and your whole self into it, and you can do it.
Great advice. Well, let's give one more huge round of applause to Skylar. Congratulations,
Thank
Skylar.
you.
I have to say, I was asked a lot about this leading up to the show, about all the differences between a live show and a virtual show. And I think all of us could share the pros and cons to doing the show in person versus doing the show virtually. And, I can tell you moving forward that it's absolutely our dream to bring the show back in person to San Diego Comic-Con. So that is what we're working towards. However, I think there's a lot that we learned virtually that we would love to incorporate in our show moving forward. First and foremost, more people saw this show than in previous years before. We had just this weekend 10,000 views of the show, which was huge. That was more than the 2019 show. You guys rocked it. The amount of people that watched the show was absolutely incredible. Next, with voting, we broke records. So I'm not sure if you are aware, but only 2,000 people could fit in the ballroom at San Diego Comic-Con. So we've never had more than 2,000 votes. This year, we had almost 4,000 votes. So we doubled the amount of votes from previous years. The turnout was absolutely incredible, and the fans in our community, they loved the show and they loved all of you. Now, talking about the record number of votes, the other thing that was so amazing is that it wasn't a landslide by any means. All of you got an incredible amount of votes. Like, it was so close. I mean, I have to tell you, all weekend, we were just like, you know, it was a nail biter, like on pins and needles, like, oh my gosh, what is happening? What is happening? So you all got an incredible amount of votes. Your fans, your friends, your family, they all turned out to vote for you. Now, it was really close between two designers at the very end. Extremely close, like votes away. So we've only done this once in the past, but because it was so close, first place and second place was literally decided by 13 votes. Just 13 votes. So we wanted to share the runner-up just so you knew how close it was. So without further ado, I will share that the runner-up for the audience winner for the 2021 Her Universe Fashion Show is Katarina Whitmarsh Monroe. Congratulations, Katarina. You got so many votes and so many people loved your design. And we just wanted to let you know how incredibly close it was. And personally, I gasp every single time I watch your video. It's so amazing, and you should be so proud of your design. Now, the audience winner for the 2021 Her Universe Fashion Show is Vivian Lee. Congratulations, Vivian. You are our audience winner for the 2021 Her Universe Fashion Show.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, this means a lot to me because I've gotten such sweet messages all throughout the weekend from people. I had people reach out to me and say, I want to do the show now. People said, this sounds so cool. People were saying, like, I couldn't believe, like, oh, they were listening to the show and hearing us talk about the workshop, talk about the community, talk about how everyone's been so supportive of each other, and people that were afraid to participate in something like this before were saying, well, I want to do the show now. I got the sweetest story too from someone who, she works at Joann Fabrics, and she said she was in the store and this customer came in and was buying faux fur, and she's like, what are you doing with the fur? And she's like, oh, I'm making these like fur shoulder things. And the person and the Joann's employee said, did you watch the show? And she's like, yeah, I watched the show. So I thought that was wonderful that she reached out to me and told me this story. And someone else in the store was like, oh, I know what you're talking about. So many people have been watching the show and enjoying everything that you guys have been doing. It's wonderful. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just rambling. You know?
No, that's okay. That's okay. That is the sweetest story and definitely speaks to the reach of this show. And I hope all of you designers will realize, as I mentioned, you know, there were so many votes for all of you. You know, this was not a landslide vote, and it speaks to how all of your designs really resonated with so many people. Now, Vivian, you know, what has the reaction been like this weekend? Because I know that, you know, so many people loved your design. They really felt that you captured the Mandalorian, but a fashion interpretation. You know, what's the feedback been?
A lot of people are just like, this is really cool. I love the pants. I think, you know, a lot of people, when they think like, big fashion, they think ball gowns, and some people are not dress people. And so some of the things I heard from people are they really love pants, and then everybody was just like, oh my God, the best scarf fabric. Where did you get that? Like, that was something I heard over and over. And then people love the gold spiky headdress, those are the things that people seem to focus on a lot. And then also like just the cape. People love capes. It's dramatic. And people are saying, I didn't think about a cape that like would be open in the back. So it was kind of like sleeves or wings. So people thought that was fun too.
Capes and pockets are always a win.
Oh yeah.
So Vivian, you've actually submitted for the Her Universe fashion show twice. The first time you didn't get in, but the second time you did. What advice do you have for other designers?
I guess what I would say is don't be afraid to ask for help. So the first time I've submitted, I didn't get into the show, and I sketched my designs, and I thought, I don't want to bother anybody, like I did research on my own, and then I sent in the packet, and I didn't get in. And then this past year, I said, you know what? Let me reach out to people whose opinion I value, and they could say no. So I would send them a message to say, I'm trying to do this thing, and could I, if you have time, do you mind looking at my design and giving me some feedback on it? And actually, everyone said yes. Everyone was excited to do it. So then I thought, okay, then I wasn't really bothering people. They seemed very enthusiastic about it. So that's what I would recommend to everyone. Like, don't be afraid to reach out for help, to get just a second perspective. And so people gave me really helpful feedback. Some people would be like, I love this, but can you make this bigger? Like, push the drama. I think that was the most valuable feedback I got from people, saying, don't be afraid to push the drama, is what I kept hearing. Yeah.
Well, you definitely brought beautiful drama. I mean, your look was so dramatic and just stunning and beautiful. So congratulations, Vivian. Let's give Vivian a huge round of applause.
Thank you, everyone. This group has been wonderful, so supportive, and just so sweet to each other, and it's great.
Well, we will have to find a way, I hope, where we can all get together like we would have on the runway. So I say throw your dreams out into the universe. It's the first step in making them happen. And I'm throwing out into the universe that we all get a hug at some point as the 2021 Her Universe fashion show group and family. So, well, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Go get some hugs from your loved ones. And we will definitely, like I said, it's not goodbye, it's see you soon.